Okay, wow, we need to talk about Bonnie Blue. This story is wild, chaotic, and honestly, a little bit unbelievable even for her. Now, I'm sure you already know, but Bonnie Blue is a very controversial figure online, and she has been arrested in Bali. This has completely exploded across the internet. So before we jump in, if you do want to see a bit more of a breakdown about Bonnie Blue and everything she has been up to, please let me know down below, as I can make further videos about this because there is a lot. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe if you do enjoy. So let's get into what has happened and why this situation really matters more than what people think. So if you have somehow missed the constant headlines over the last year.
I'm not a role model. I'm not saying you should do this. All I wanted to do was sleep with anyone above the age of 18, have fun, frustrate a lot of people in the process. But I don't think I'm the worst role model out there.
Bonnie Blue, also known as Tia Billinger, is a 26-year-old British creator who has built her entire brand on shock factor for her adult content. She is the person who had claimed to sleep with over 1,000 men in 12 hours. And yes, that is a real headline. She does something called the Bang Bus Tours. She recruits men on camera for adult relations. She is known for pushing boundaries in ways that even other similar creators are questioning and raising eyebrows at. Her entire persona is based on being provocative, controversial, chaotic, loud, and unapologetically boundary pushing. And it has worked for her. She has gained attention and an audience and a reputation that is infamous. Now let's talk about what's actually happened, because this is not a small incident. On December 5th, Bali police have raided a property in Badung where Bonnie and a group of men were allegedly filming adult content. Police have confiscated cameras, Viagra, condoms, lighting equipment, outfits, props, and yes, even her infamous bang bus has been seized by local authorities. Bonnie was therefore then arrested alongside 17 other men, tourists ranging from 19 to 40 years old, and her passport was seized. She has been detained for questioning. Several of the men were held as witnesses. Some have been released. I believe 14 of them have been released, and Indonesian law enforcement basically shut the whole thing down. And there is a very important point here that you need to understand. Pornography is illegal in Indonesia, full stop. Doesn't matter if you're a tourist. It doesn't matter if it's legal in your country. It doesn't matter if your career is to make adult content. If you produce, participate in, or distribute pornography in Indonesia, you are breaking the law. And Bonnie did exactly that. So why is this so serious? If you haven't already gathered, people often forget that when they are traveling abroad, they have to adhere to the country's laws. You are not traveling with your own cultural rules. You're stepping into someone else's. It's their legal system, their expectations, and their consequences. Bonnie Blue didn't just break a small rule, she has broken the law. And especially when you visit another country, especially a conservative one like Indonesia, you should be adapting to their laws and adhering to them, not the other way around. You don't get to say, well, it's legal in the UK, or I'm a content creator, this is my job. No, it's their country, it's their rules. I think that is a very important lesson that a lot of tourists still need to learn, especially that being creators. Being a content creator does not give you immunity to laws. Before we get onto it, do you think Bonnie Blue should be facing the legal consequences? Should she just be deported, or should she be facing the actual country's full legal consequences? So I think her question is, did she do this on purpose? And I think the bottom line is yes. Things do get a little bit complicated. Bonnie's entire brand is built on stunts. The Bang Bus tour was always about pushing boundaries and limits, attracting attention and ultimately going viral. She is constantly trying to one-up herself to get more clicks and more virality. She has been infamously known for encouraging barely legal schoolies to attend her gatherings.
All I've done is seen a massive gap in the market. Like teen category has always been searching on the hub and across adult websites. So I've just gone and used it. But the only difference is I'm using it for sort of schoolboys as opposed to schoolgirls.
She is leaning heavily into shock value. So was this just a bad miscalculation on Bonnie's part, or was she intentionally making a very massive risk on purpose? A lot of people are believing that she actually wanted the controversy. If she has built her whole brand on chaos, then why would she not want this as well? I do think she's probably underestimated the severity of Indonesian law, or just that she felt immune to repercussions.
I just really, my only thing for Bonnie, and I'm actually gonna ask you a question. I really hope, Bonnie, that you stay true to the end. I hope you're real G about this. I don't want you to start busting out a cross and talking about God in about 5 years from now.
I mean, I might insert it inside of me, but there's no way you're going to see me at church unless it's for a gang.
No, I don't want any of that. I'm reformed bullshit.
Sadly, I think Bonnie's situation is starting to become a very dangerous knock-on effect within the adult creator communities. I think it's becoming kind of an escalation spiral. Creators are feeling pressure to outdo their previous content, to stay shocking and relevant, to attract attention, to go viral, and to keep people subscribed. And I think that is leading to a lot more extreme, unsafe, unethical, and even illegal situations. We have seen creators filming in public, creators involving random people off of the street, creators pushing boundaries in foreign countries, and creators ultimately taking risks because the internet seems to reward it. But the reality is the algorithm is not going to protect you. Your fans cannot protect you from legal consequences. Your platform ultimately won't protect you from these legal consequences. I think creators are pushing their boundaries to stay relevant, and ultimately they're risking their livelihoods because of it. The line between content and crime is becoming seemingly a lot thinner than I think most of them realise. I am very strong in standing by the point when you visit a country, you must adhere to their rules. Simple. I don't think there's any other way around it. You can't ignore the rules of a country just because you're a celebrity or you're an influencer, or even if you just don't agree with it. Bali, Indonesia, they have their own culture and their own standards, their own laws. You must respect that. If you aren't happy with those, then you shouldn't be going there. You know, I think this story is going a lot deeper just then Bonnie Blues got arrested. This incident is highlighting bigger issues. Safety, I think, is a very big one when it comes to Bonnie Blue. She is shooting content with random strangers, some that are barely even out of school. It's so risky legally and ethically. It's just not great. I think there is also a very big part of exploitation. I think, of course, the men have to be consenting, but I think there's still an element of a power dynamic imbalance there, especially when these are very young people being filmed. Again, the audience, I think, have somewhat of a responsibility. If people weren't given her the platform, would she be creating the content? Probably not. And why are the platforms allowing this? Platforms, of course, profit from creators, and her shock content is driving big audiences, so I'm assuming very big pay packets.
And what kind of money are you making?
A lot. I last month hit $500,000 in 30 days, and this month's looking like it could be 750.
That's no joke.
No joke.
Of course, the platforms want to oversee this because they are making more money from her. Bonnie is an extreme persona, and I fear that it is now really catching up with her. We are living in a world where content seems to be borderless. You can post from Bali and then go viral in the UK and get paid in the US, and then get arrested by Indonesian police all in the same week. And of course, creators are forgetting that crucial thing of the law is not global. What's allowed in one country might in fact get you jailed in another, or just banned for life. Your platform might be international, but your consequences are not. So what do we really take away from all of this? Bonnie Blue's arrest isn't just a headline, it's a warning. Creators cannot just treat any destination they want as their content playground. Influencers are not above the law. Shock value does in fact have limits, and tourism of course comes with responsibility. And I think it's a very harsh reminder that just because something is content does not mean that it's then consequence free. So I want to hear what you think. Should Bonnie be facing charges? Should she be deported? Or do you think Indonesia is somewhat overreacting? I'll be honest, I think she has been walking on very thin ice for a long time. I don't agree with her content, and I think ethically it is not great. I don't want to say too many harsh things. However, she has broken a law, and I would think that when you go abroad, you should follow those laws, and maybe the consequences may be too harsh, but that was something that she was risking. If you know the potential dangers and you're willing to risk them, then ultimately I think that is your baggage. I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I'm aware, I think it was implied Bonnie did know the risks. So she knew the risks and what she was potentially facing if things went wrong, and it has. So I think that's kind of where I stand. I will try and keep updated on this situation. The last thing I saw was that she has had her passport seized, so she cannot leave. I think she has been released from custody with an ongoing investigation with immigration. And of course, I don't know how many of the men involved are being charged or potentially charged. I don't think there's been any formal charges as of yet, just an impending investigation. But leave your thoughts below. I would love to know what you guys think. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed, and please subscribe down below if you did enjoy this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. And please remember, if you are traveling, respect the laws, don't be breaking them. I will see you in the next one.